Foresight. The ability to predict or the action of predicting what will happen or be needed in the future. What's up, everybody? I hope you're having a great day. At the end of chapter 27, a woman by the name of Yubiko, who can be very attractive or very creepy depending on the angle that you catch her at, dropped an absolute bomb on us when she asked Azuma if he was the one they called the Beast of Foresight. Not gonna make a four eyes joke because, foresight, four eyes, Azuma wears glasses. Yeah, it's very easy. It's low-hanging fruit. We're not going there, even though we kind of went there just by bringing it up. We're done going there. She asked Azuma if he was the one they call the Beast of Foresight. Something we need to, and I mean need to keep in mind here. She did not call Azuma the Beast of Foresight. She asked him, "Is it you?" So she does not know for sure exactly who it is. This still means it could be Azuma or Tokio. I'm pretty much leaving it down to the two of them. I guess Ellie could be like a sleeper pick for the Ghost of Foresight. The Ghost of Futures Past. The Beast of Foresight. Okay, now that we got that corrected again, yeah, it could still be Azuma or Tokio. This was not her labeling Azuma as the Beast of Foresight. It was a question at the end of the day, but we need to talk about this. Calling Azuma the Beast of Foresight would actually make his appearance in Tokio's vision make a lot more sense. Foresight, and he had all of the eyes over his head, on his head, like, a little Ricardo Jr. almost with all the eyes. Yeah, he was kind of creepy looking, but the Beast of Foresight might be a fitting name for that type of appearance. And considering it is definitely possible that we have the Mother faction or the other side from Yamato Mori going after Azuma, I'm just saying, with all of the stuff that previously happened, Azuma could definitely be set up as a villain later in the series. Things can happen. Now, with that being said, the Beast of Foresight could be something much more grandiose, and it could also just kind of be a selling point, them calling the person that they're trying to attract to their side the Beast of Foresight, telling them that they will have the power, they will have the knowledge to predict, to know what will be needed in the future, considering Choujin X will probably be one of these generational Choujin that has the strength and power to, change the world for good or for worse. This is, well, something you could do to bring them to your side. It really talked the person up. But on the other hand, we could very well be dealing with a Beast of Foresight. After all, we've had multiple of these generational Choujin that have had the ability to change the world, like I said, for better or for worse. We had Bill, the Deathless Emperor. We had Queem. We've seen plenty on Queem already, even though I hope we get to see more, despite the fact that I just hate his name. Queem MacMahon. I hate the name. Either way. And Sora Sirua. We've had the three of them, and we're gonna get one more with Choujin X, whoever that happens to be. So each one of these previous generational Choujin could have had their own epitaph or epithet, which is the one that you get when you're alive. I guess it doesn't matter, they could still hold it after they're dead too. Either way, one of them could have been the Beast of whatever, then the Beast of this, then the Beast of that. Now, the next one to come is the Beast of Foresight. This could all have been passed down, this knowledge, these orders, I guess. Names could have been passed down from the mother themselves. Just saying, that thing's gotta be involved in all of this. It has to be. After all, going over to the Tokio side of things, rather than the Azuma side of things, when Tokio first used his ability to raise against Shiozaki, that was when we eventually cut over to the mother, and it told Chandra Hume that one of its beasts had awakened. This would fit very well with Tokio eventually becoming the Beast of Foresight. Also, hands. Hands are becoming a really big thing for me when it comes to Choujin X because, mother hand face thing. Then Tokio with all the flappy flying hands. Then Queem in his stealth bomber jet with all of his hand weapons. Yeah, I think hands might signify some importance here. The mother, a very important figure. Queen, obviously a very important figure. Tokio, the main character, obviously a very important figure, and that could also tie into the two of them as well, making him the beast that we are talking about. Queen could have also been a previous beast. Or Queen might even be the mother. I don't know at this point. He's got a lot of hands. It makes him a candidate. I don't know how long the thing's been around. And real quick, I want to bring up one last little thing on the Tokio side of things. We might be reaching a little bit on this one, but I just want to bring it up. It's an interesting thought to me. Now, recently in his fight against Azuma, Tokio was going crazy. He went super mega form, grew a whole third arm, which is kind of interesting when you think about the Yatagarasu, which is a three-legged crow from Japanese mythology. I know, three-legged, three-armed, crow, vulture, they're all close enough. And especially with the crow and vulture thing, we've seen Tokio talk to pigeons, which are not vultures. Crows are not vultures, vultures are not birds. Birds, close enough, okay? Now, why do I bring up the Yatagarasu, the crow, Tokio being a bird? Why? Well, the reason is because throughout our studies and viewings of crows, we have been able to determine, or at least see the signs of foresight within them. Apes were originally the only thing we thought could use foresight. Me and you can use foresight. It's not just a superpower. The sun will come up tomorrow. There you go, that's an example of foresight. If we wake up tomorrow and the sun is up there, you're welcome, I used foresight. Crows can do similar things. They can predict the future due to things that they can understand. So, Tokio being a bird, growing a third leg, Yatagarasu, the three-legged crow, crows showing the ability to use foresight, and we're talking about the Beast of Foresight. So, I don't know, just an interesting little thought. Thought I might as well put it in here. However, at this point, I need to ask my own question. Is it possible that Azuma and Tokio are both the Beast of Foresight? Or at that point, I guess it would be Beasts of Foresight. You gotta make it plural at that point. Either way, it doesn't matter. We know that there has been a uniquely powerful Choujin in every generation, but nothing ever said there couldn't be two of them at the same time vying for power. Well, I guess there couldn't be, because at that point, they would have to come to heads and figure out which one of them is stronger. So maybe Azuma and Tokio can't both be the Beast of Foresight, but it's very possible that we will not be able to confirm which one is for quite a while. Something I also need to bring up here because it kind of correlates to this discussion a little bit. Sora, Sirua, and Queen were both alive at the same time. Now, I assume as Queen fell from power and got older and closer to death, Sora began to rise to power as they got older and became stronger, but still, they were around at the same time, because in chapter 26.1, we saw the visions of the memories of Sora when we saw Queen bombing the clergy. That is very interesting, because they were both name-dropped as one of these powerful Choujin, and yet the memory of Sora involves Queen, meaning they were both alive at the same time. Now, like I said, this could obviously be in Queen's reign before Sora's. But still, it is interesting to note that fact when we're sitting here looking at Tokio and Azuma both coming to power at the same time instead of having different trajectories. So with all of this being said, where am I going to put my money? If I had to put a bet down on who's going to be what with who, where, when, and why, what am I going with? Well, right now, just kind of going with it. I mean, we're all just making kind of blind predictions at this point. Yeah, you can have some educated guesses, but nothing's concrete. Where I'm sitting at right now would probably be Tokio is the Beast of Foresight. However, the Mother faction does not know who it is. I don't think anybody will know who it is until we know who Choujin X is. Basically, when you get to the end of the series and we figure out who it is, Tokio or Azuma, when one of them is stronger than the other, yeah, whatever, however it happens, eventually we will figure out. Until then, I think the Mother faction is going to think that it is Azuma. I think Tokio and Azuma will be the two clearest candidates. They will go for Azuma and convince him eventually to come to their side. This will obviously draw the rift and give us the Tokio versus Azuma for later on, for the final climax of the series. But I don't think they will be right. I think Tokio will actually be the Beast of Foresight who eventually comes out on top, being the one known as Choujin X this entire time. I also believe that Tokio's vision and Azuma's appearance within his vision is correct. I think that's eventually what Azuma will look like in his Choujin form. You have to remember that he hasn't fully decided, he hasn't figured out exactly what it is yet. If you have the Mother faction telling him, making him believe that he is the Beast of Foresight, he might take on an appearance with, well, a lot of eyes for said Foresight. This could be proof that Tokio is the Beast of Foresight because he has correctly predicted, correctly seen what will happen in the future. And of course, this would also coincide with the fact that, like I said earlier, when Tokio first was able to raise as a Choujin, that is when the mother noticed that one of their beasts had awakened. And like I said earlier, the hands. All of the hands. It makes the hands make more sense, which makes me a happy boy because I don't have to freak out over the hands as much. Starting to not like these things. Maybe I should get rid of them. Either way, I think that's where I'm at right now. If you guys have any comments, concerns, predictions, qualms, whatever you guys may have, even if you just want to say hi, leave them down there in the comments. I love talking to you guys, and I can't wait to get back to making more Choujin X content. And I apologize I missed a couple chapter reviews. I'll try to not do it again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had fun as always. And if you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.